So about to head to the gym right now. Gonna do a chest and back routine. Gonna try something a little different where I am just doing a bunch of supersets together, doing a push and pull motion for chest and back with dumbbells. And this is something I like to do when I go to the gym. It's extremely busy and I want to find one bench, pick some dumbbells and just do back-to-back supersets and finish my workout within 45 minutes. So before I go to the gym, I usually try to take a few supplements in combination. I'll mix them with my bottle. Usually I start with a L-citrulline. Now this is really good. L-citrulline, you do about, I would say 6 to 9 grams before you work out, about 30 minutes before you work out. Mix it with water. I'll mix it also with about 5 grams of creatine. Creatine's amazing, really helpful for simply just water retention in the muscle, strength gains, helping with building muscle also over time as you take it. It's one of the most highly effective supplements you can take. So I always take creatine every single day, even days I'm not working out. But if I am working out, I try to take it with my pre-workout mix. Another thing that kind of goes overlooked that some people don't mix enough with their pre-workouts, and I mix it even if I'm taking just like a high stimulant pre-workout, is I always mix some pink Himalayan sea salt. This is really, really good. I'll probably do a teaspoon of this, get a really good amount. I think you probably get 400 milligrams of sodium with pink Himalayan sea salt, really good stuff. And since these are non-flavored, I will usually mix, especially if I'm doing a workout late at night, I'm not taking any caffeine. So I'm gonna mix it with some just general Gatorade powder. This is really good, has simple carbs in it, tons of electrolytes as well. It's flavored, so it's gonna go really good with the 2 supplements I'm taking that are non-flavored. And yeah, you can do this about 30 minutes before you work out, really good. If you need caffeine, I would probably say either take a caffeine pill or even take this and then have maybe, if you want, like some green tea or a cup of coffee right before you go to the gym. But yeah, just doing about a scoop of this, you get about, I'll do a full scoop of this. It'll be like 22 grams of dextrose to help build glycogen into the muscle right before I work out. Really good. I mean, these you can't really go wrong with these. So I would say 30 minutes before you work out, drink it with about 10 ounces of water. You want to try to get a lot of water in before you work out. I always feel like hydration is extremely important for one, muscle fullness, having your muscles feel like they're contracting really well, and just get those electrolytes and nutrients flushed into your muscles really well. So let's head to the gym and we'll just cut straight to the workout. I'm doing a superset of a press motion with a pull. Now the pull motion is going to be a bent over unilateral dumbbell row, pulling to my belly button essentially. So try to get at least 8 reps with this one. See how it feels, yeah. Two more. Right. So after that movement, usually I'll take a second to catch my breath. It's because that shit is fucking much harder than you think. And this will be a bent over row motion. I want to set up, feet about, I would say, more in than shoulder width. You want to bend knees slightly, then forward more, stop like right there, and then pull towards your belly button. And one thing you don't want to do is when you're doing this, as you're pulling this way, you don't want momentum. You don't want your chest to go up. You want to keep it kind of slight angle and really focus on driving through your heels, bring it to the midline of the muscle. Now, these kind of movements I like to use, let's say, go to the gym, gym's super packed. So you're kind of like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna work out efficiently? And if you get a bench and you have dumbbells, this is kind of how you can do it, how I would do it. If I was just like, fuck, I only have access to dumbbells, maybe like a barbell. This is what I would do, because sometimes you go at one bench and you're just like, everything else is packed and you need to do your workout as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible. So this would be primarily done on a singular bench with all dumbbells. It'll be a back-to-back chest pressing motion and a pull motion with dumbbells. I know it'll be a variation of exercises. So let's get to our second set. And I mainly use wrist wraps because I have really weak wrists, and I just fucking always feel like if I'm bending my wrists even the slightest bit, it throws the range of the muscle. It throws the movement off, especially when you're doing dumbbell presses. You don't want any wrist bending because you don't want your wrist to be like aggravated, you know, that joint space to be aggravated by a misalignment. So let's get to our second set. All right. Now I would always say you want to hold the dumbbell up till you feel like you're very steady, and then start the movement. Shit. That was only 6. So it's much harder than I thought it was gonna be. So jump to these rows. Usually what I like to do is slight bend at the hip. Grab dumbbells and bring them towards your belly button. It's always going to feel a little weird when you first do it, so you want to try to go a little bit lighter and stay kind of like this and bring it like that. I'll do the next set. Do these movements with fair enough weight. You know, try to keep your rep range joint 8 to 10 and really come down fully and then press out to squeeze. But if you feel like at all like you're struggling or imbalanced, always decrease the weight, because I always say full range of motion with every movement is super vital for muscle growth. Not only muscle growth, muscle balance. So I always say there's no point in lifting heavy weight if your form's all fucked up, because then you're not going to hit the muscle directly and you're just going to be kind of overloading the joint. And that's one thing that you know, when I really had to like focus on building up my chest, I cut down the weight because I was pressing so hard with my front delts that I overgrew my shoulders, and now I'm just trying to reinforce those movement patterns of more chest activation. But trust me, it's never easy. You're always going to be trying to get better at movements, and sometimes you have to cut down the weight because if your form's not good, you know, going up in weight is never going to really help your muscle growth, and that's what you want to do. You want to build muscle. You want to look like you can lift super heavy weight. Nobody gives a fuck if you lift heavy weight, because if you don't have the muscle to lift, you know, it's like, what's the point? Shit. So, right there, I was losing my form for the last 2 reps. My form was a little weird, but I tried to really focus on pushing through. So, if that ever happens, if you ever feel like your form definitely did not look the best, I always recommend do a drop set. You know, do a drop set, cut down the weight by 50%. I'm doing 75 right now. So all I'm gonna do is grab 35-pound dumbbells. And I'm literally gonna crank out another, let's say 8 to 10 reps with slow form and really squeezing the muscle. So I felt a lot better because I actually focused on squeezing my pecs as I was coming up. That's what you want to do. You want to kind of bring, as you come up, you want to almost stick your chest out and squeeze, bring your biceps to your pecs. Whew. All right. Now this, with this, I mean, you really don't have to, I mean, I'm not going to drop set for bent over rows because I'm not really going that heavy on it anyways. So, but just to kind of reiterate form, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the movement like here, kind of show you how I set up. So feet almost shoulder width. You want to bend over like you're doing a Romanian deadlift, and then bring it up. And as you're pulling, you almost want to force your feet into the ground, like kind of like push the ground away from you as you're coming up. For chest, I'm doing dumbbell flies, and for back, essentially my lats, I'm going to be doing dumbbell pullovers. Personally, I like to do this on cables. I feel like chest flies is way better on cables, but the scenario is the gym's insanely packed. You have one bench and you want to do your entire workout as quickly as possible, superset style. So you just want to bring your dumbbells up I always start separating them at first, and I start coming down. You want to get a good stretch. And as you come up, you want to squeeze your pecs together. And think of it as your biceps are pushing into your chest. That movement is super awkward with dumbbells sometimes because you can't tell how far down you're going. But I'll show you how to do. Personally, I like to do my pullovers kind of on the side, but just for argument's sake, I'll do them here. Kind of like such. You want to have your upper back against it like this. Dumbbell kind of pressed over you, like that. You want to keep your abdomen contracted to steady yourself. You want to come back. Come back as far as you can to feel a lat stretch. This also works the serratus muscles. Really good for lats too. Whew. I would not set up like that. If you can, just have the dumbbell set up on the bench before you start. But yeah, that you can do with the dumbbell, or you can do it with a kind of like a pull down motion with a rope. The rope is actually, I think, a little better, but they also have machines for pullovers. But this is another way you can do it just with dumbbells if you want to get that motion in. And truthfully, since you're working opposing muscles, you don't have to, by the time you're done with that, I feel like 30 seconds is plenty just to start the chest movement over again, because the muscle's already been sort of resting. But you definitely want to catch your breath first. All right. Whew. Drink a little bit of water, catch my breath. Yeah, this is the easy way to, trust me, I've worked so many different jobs. Currently work overnight in a hospital, so I don't have much time to work out. When I work out, it's usually really quick pace, and I still keep in incredible shape, even though I do my workouts within like an hour tops. And this is one way I'll do my workout. If I come in and I'm tired, I have an hour, I gotta prep food or whatever, I'll do workouts like this that I just superset. Like all my movements are supersetted, so it allows me to finish my workout faster with a lot of intensity, and that's what you want in your workouts, is a lot of intensity. So there's one way you could start the movement. Dumbbell here, Just sit up and then grab it, bring it over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set 3 working set. Feel free to work lighter on your warm-up sets just to get the movement down, just to get those muscles activated. I'm gonna jump up to 45 pounds, see how this feels. My back feels fucking tight. I cannot stress how important it is to do massage therapy. If you have access to a massage therapist, that stuff will highly increase your recovery ability. Do Epsom salt baths, do cupping if you have a friend who has a cupping kit. I do cupping. I try to do it once a week, but those things will help with muscle tightness, muscle knots. Let's go. Time to jump to dumbbell pullovers. Alright. Not the hugest fan of these just because they feel super awkward when you don't do them for a while. I stopped at 8. I was fucking not feeling it. Yeah, you'll get into the groove of it. I would say, even if I can only work out twice a week, I'll get 2 workouts a week. I don't care. As long as you're consistent. Being consistent is the most important thing. And once you build a decent physique, or the physique that you can be proud of, you'll be surprised how easy it is to keep it, because maintenance is like the easiest thing that anyone will tell you. And once you get your diet to somewhat good, I mean, I'm vegan, so most of the food I eat is going to be really healthy anyways. A lot of tofu, a lot of seitan. Just get carbs in. It's so simple. Like, it's just a simple diet of rice, a little bit of beans, tofu, seitan, TVP. So easy to do. Exercise I am going to do is going to be basically holding 2 dumbbells together. And I'm going to keep them focused on the center of my chest and just kind of like a close grip bench in a sense. You can do that. Works pretty well. I'll just show you how I do it. This might have to go a little lighter because it is going to feel a little bit weird. Has more emphasis on front delts, upper chest, and definitely your triceps a lot. So you just want to start bringing the dumbbells together and just keep them pressed together. Like that. you want to come down to your chest and then press up, and when you press up, squeeze your chest. So that was my chest movement. Felt awkward, so might go down to 40s. But now I'm going to do this is a good movement for your back and rear delts. People say it works for rear delts more, but your back is still flexing just to do the movement. So we are going to do it essentially as part of a back movement, because it is going to emphasize on making your back look much wider when you do these movements. So a little bit. All right, cool. Now this one is at the edge of a bench. What I do is kick my feet forward. I keep the dumbbells kind of under me. Then I kind of bend at the waist, at the hip, and then bring it up like that. It's kind of like a reverse fly. Now that is going to activate your traps, your rhomboids, a little bit of everything, just because doing anything that does this, you're going to activate a little bit of back too. So, felt pretty good. Let me try, just going to stick to the same weight. We're going to try to run through this a little faster, just because it is really late. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning. But I wanted to come to the gym when it wasn't packed. They don't have the music blasting, which is great. So I'm actually able to speak clearly and not have to have the music overpower my voice, especially with these mics, because they are a little sensitive. So, all right, get to the next set. Dumbbells together. Elbows kind of tucking in. Down the chest. Up. All right. Super set. These, usually with reverse flies, you don't want to go super heavy. You kind of want to do a weight that you can handle to really focus on bringing the dumbbells up. So 30 is about a really good weight for me. So bend at the hip, bring it up, elbows out, bring your elbows as high as you possibly can go. And rear delt flies, you always want to try to go 10 to 12 reps. You go a little higher, you definitely want to get that kind of muscle right here. Anytime you're going like this, you are activating rhomboids, traps. Using my wrist straps for these 50 pounders because it's a little bit heavier, but definitely I'm on camera, so definitely want to try to push a little bit more decent weight, But weight's not everything, so just as long as you're contracting the muscle fully. Oh my god. It definitely sucked. Oh, shit. So, only did 9 on that one. Not bad, so. But, yeah, these are just things that you. Now, if you are doing these exercises, like with, you know, 3 main exercises, I would honestly suggest for your third and fourth set, do a drop set, because you want to go lighter and really get the most out of the movement. Because most of the time it's your shoulder joint that gives out for chest movements. So this I'm just really gonna it was a good drop set. Definitely felt more contraction in my chest than that one. So now we're gonna move straight on to rear delt flies. Right, so it's pretty much 3 exercises, 3 supersets. You can finish that within like literally 30, 40 minutes. Have a very good effective workout. I always recommend doing a drop set maybe in the last set or third and fourth set to really squeeze out and break down more fibers in the muscle. Even if you feel gassed, you can do a pause rest. What I'll do is sometimes drop the weight, pause for 5 seconds, pick it back up again, to reset my form, and then crank out a few more. Sometimes it's just fatigue that'll make you pause the movement. So those things you always want to be in consideration of. You don't want to necessarily stop the set because you feel fatigued. Sometimes you just need to put the weight down, pick it back up, and then restart the set and just really try to squeeze those muscle groups. But yeah, really simple workout to do. Sometimes I like to do workouts like this just because I'm pinched for time. I need to in and out of the gym as quickly as possible, so I'll stick to one bench, do as many dumbbell movements as I possibly can. If I see a machine open, right now there's a lat machine behind me open, I'm going to use that one as a finisher. If you can only do these, this is a really good for beginners, intermediate, as long as you're training with a lot of intensity. That is the important thing. All right, so just got home. Gonna have my post-workout meal. I'm gonna show you what I make to have a very quick meal, something with plenty of carbs, protein, and a little bit of fat post-workout. So usually this is just something quick I buy. Went to Vaughn's, bought some potato wedges. They're just seasoned. They really have nothing else, just potatoes and seasoning. I do about 250 grams to get about 60 grams of carbs. And then I really like these. I actually had these, got familiar with these when I first went vegan. Boca burgers. These literally have 1 gram of fat, 7 grams of carbs, and 14 grams of protein per patty. So I'm gonna have 2 patties for my post-workout meal. Throw it in the air fryer for, the potatoes go in the air fryer, 360 degrees for about 13 minutes. The Boca burgers, you can put these in the air fryer or just put them on a pan, about 2-3 minutes on each side, and they're perfectly done. And pretty much that's it. Have about 60 grams of carbs, 28 grams of protein. I also have this with some seitan to get a little bit extra protein. Try to get my protein range around 45 grams post-workout. And that's pretty much all you need to do for a post-workout meal. Super quick, super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Sometimes I'll even do half a block of tofu with one of these Boca burgers just to mix up, you know, protein intake and just to get a little more variety. So something as simple as that is really good to have post-workout. So and I enjoy this. And like always, I usually have at night a little glass of red wine.